这样子我们是回到我这边是去去哪？
你电话来这惨了，一个对，精神都上，抓紧了，是不是？抓紧，手为主。你想吗？你想关我屁事啊！快点！你看我送屌你看。为什么？路上小心啊！有。应该是这样子的。看多 Q B 了没？我表情到这里。他有欺负啊！你的真有没有来？哦，你的真意没有来啊？不是你的，你也可以打鼾他。
Okay, good afternoon, everybody.
哦，他会看这个。
Okay, good. I can hear some sound from you. Okay. Put your handphone on the table. Okay, so stop holding your handphone. So today I will complete chapter 1. So the updated chapter 1, I put it inside this folder. Okay, updated lecture notes version 2. So you can refer to this PowerPoint site to see mostly examples added. Okay, example added, and also to make certain info appears better for better understanding. Okay, so just a quick review. So these are the 10 knowledge areas that a project manager need to know. Okay, so project manager need to have knowledge in scope management, time management, cost management, quality management, human resource management, and so on. So what have you learned in last week's lesson? Can you name one of the topic that you have learned in the previous lesson? One of the area in the lesson in week 2? So last week I covered scope management, time management, cost management, I skip quality management, human resource management, communication management. So name one of the topic you learn in scope management. Name one of the area in scope management. Work breakdown structure. So an important topic in scope management is work breakdown structure. So identify what are the work that you have to do. Okay, so the scope of the project. Okay, scope of the project. So list down what you need to do, put it in outline format. Okay, so main task break it into subtasks and put related tasks together. Okay, work breakdown structure. So for work breakdown structure, so one task should be performed by one person. Okay, so one task in your work breakdown structure, you break down until one task is performed by one person. Okay, not one task, not two or more person. So what's the guideline for duration? So maximum duration for one task is 10 days. Okay, so this is a general guideline. So the duration for one task is not more than 10 days. 10 days is 2 weeks. Is it reasonable? One task, one person, 2 weeks. Okay, reasonable. So this is considered, normally project is 1 to 2 years time. So a project can be 6 months, 1 year or 2 years. But if more than 2 years, if the project is more than 2 years, then you may consider increasing the duration for each task. So let's say if the project is 3 years long, 4 years long, or 5 years long, then you can consider one task is 15 days or up to 20 days. Okay, so if let's say the project is 5 years long, and one task is still 10 days, then you have a very long task list. You may want to shorten the task list. Okay, you can shorten the task list by increasing task duration. So generally, this can be applied to many projects, including your FIP. Okay, including your FIP should not have more than 10 days. Okay, that is work breakdown structure. So what you learn in project time management. So name one the topic that you learn in project time management. Now very quiet. Can someone say something? So you develop the project schedule. In time management, you develop the project schedule. So to develop a project schedule, you have to estimate for each task the duration. Estimating the duration for each task is not an easy task. Okay, so task A, 5 days, task B, 8 days, task C, 10 days. Is the duration accurate? So you have to estimate as accurate as possible the duration for each task. Okay, after that, you sequence the task, put the task in a correct order, and also you have to see what are the tasks that you can perform at the same time. So if you are doing alone, of course, task is performed one after another in a sequential manner. But if you have a team of people, you have 2 or more people in your project team, then certain tasks can be performed at the same time, correct? You don't do it. If you're more than one, I don't think you will, all the tasks you still do one after another. Some of the tasks you can let them perform at the same time, execute at the same time. So this is what you have to plan and show it in your project schedule. Okay, cost management. So cost management, you have learned project costs. What are the cost items? Okay, so the cost item. So what's the difference between cost and budget? Cost and budget is the same? Okay, not the same. So cost is the amount that you need to pay to complete the project from time to time. So after doing your cost plan, you will know, okay, how much you need to pay in January, February, March. So that is the amount you have to spend to complete the project. So budget is the money. In layman terms, budget is the money you reserve. Okay, you put aside to pay to cover the cost. Okay, so human resources. In project human resources, what are the topic in project human resources? Many lah. So there are many. If I mention one, would be the project organization structure. Okay, project organization structure. So you gather people to work in a project. You have to develop an organization structure. Okay, you have gathered the people to work in a project. You have to come up with the project organization structure so that people know who they are supposed to report to. Okay, so communication. So for communication, you have to list down what the communication. Okay, so what the communication. So name of the communication, owner of the communication, frequency of the communication. So you need to have to plan for communication to collect information, to pass information, to store project information. So risk management is chapter 5. So today is procurement management, stakeholder management, and then followed by the last topic is critical success factors. Okay, so project procurement management. All right. So the purpose of procurement management is to acquire goods and services for a project from an outside source. So the outside source can be supplier, vendor, contractor, or any kind of seller. So to complete a project, you need to acquire goods and services. Okay, so examples of goods and services that you may need to acquire. So I can break it down into hardware and software. So you may need to acquire server, computers, laptop, tablets, mobile devices, printer, scanner, etc. Some of this hardware you need to acquire to do your project. So you need to acquire hardware. So certain software also you need to acquire. So you need software to do the work also. Okay, like operating system, the different tools, project management software such as Microsoft Project, database, Office. If you have to use Office software like Word, PowerPoint, Excel, all this to do calculation, to do office work, you also have to acquire the software. Okay, so example of services to acquire. Okay, so can be for software testing, doing performance testing, security testing, usability testing. So you yourself, when doing your project, you will do unit tests. Okay, your project team will do the unit test. Your project team will do the usability test. Your project team will do system tests. Okay, your project team may not have the time or skill, for example, to do usability tests. Okay, so if your team doesn't have the skill or facility to do usability tests, then you may want to engage an external company to do this test for you. Okay, so because to do usability tests, you may need to set a very specific environment. Okay, recruit voluntary tester. Okay, record the test. Okay, produce a test result. Okay, so all these need facility, time and money. Okay, so if you do not have the expertise, okay, so you may want to acquire these services from the external company. You were not able to do everything. Okay, so in the project there are many kind of work. You may not be able to do everything because some of the work you do not have the expertise, or perhaps external company can do better than if you are doing yourself. Okay, so training also. Okay, so training. So after the software is completed, you may want to give training to user. So you may not want to provide training to user by yourself. You can engage external companies to come over to give the training to end user. Alright. So these are example of services, okay, that a project manager need to acquire from external company. So if you are the project manager of a construction company, what are the goods and services that you may want to acquire? This is for software project. So for software project, you may want to acquire hardware, software, okay, services like software testing, training. For construction projects, okay, so what are the goods and services that you may want to acquire if you are the project manager? Architect, engineers. Okay. Goods are like construction materials, sand, cement, steel, bricks. So services, engineering, surveyors, hiring surveyors, consultants, okay, lawyer, okay, lawyers maybe, transport, okay, transport, because you may want to bring construction workers to the construction site. Okay, so these are examples of goods and services for construction project. Okay, so for procurement management, 3 main processes. So plan procurement management, conduct procurement, control procurement. So these are the main activities in procurement management. Okay, so plan procurement management. So plan procurement management involves decide what and when to outsource. Okay, so the type of contract and describe the work for potential sellers. Alright. So this is what you will do. Okay. So if you decide not to do usability testing yourself, okay, then you can outsource it to contractors, okay, or external companies. So there are many work in a project, so you decide what you want to outsource and when to outsource it. So usability testing, when to outsource it? Perhaps at the end of the coding stage. Okay, so you may want to outsource it at the coding stage. That means late in the software development cycle. So you have to know the timing when to outsource. Okay, so conduct procurement. Okay, so for conduct procurement, you need to invite seller to submit proposal. So you tell potential sellers what are the requirements, invite them to submit proposal to you. Okay, then obtain seller responses. So when you receive proposal from sellers, you go through them. Okay, and then you choose the one that meet your requirements. And finally, you award the contracts to the seller. Okay, and then control procurement. So monitor contract performance. So monitor the quality of the work performed by the contractors. Okay, so make changes if needed. So when the job finish, close the contract. Okay, so in terms of procurement management, so project manager need to have must have wide knowledge in many areas. So procurement is like buying something, buying goods or buying services. So when buying goods and buying services, so as a project manager, you also need to know who are supplying the services that you need. Okay, so who are the suppliers of the services that you need? It's just like when you want to buy something, you need to who to buy from, where you can get this piece of goods. Okay, so a project manager, this means project manager also need to have knowledge about suppliers. Okay, so who are the suppliers that can supply the goods that you want? Okay, so next is project stakeholder management. So stakeholder management, the purpose is to identify the people, groups, or organizations that could impact or be impacted by the project. Okay, so stakeholder. So meaning of stakeholder is people. So people, group, or organization that could be impacted or impacted by the project. People who will be affected or be affected by a project. They are the stakeholder. So stakeholder management, so 4 main processes: identify stakeholders, plan stakeholder management, manage stakeholder engagement, monitor stakeholder management. These are the main activities. So identify stakeholders. You have a project, you need to know who are the stakeholders, who will be affected or be affected by the project. So output is a stakeholder register. Okay, stakeholder register example 1. This is a new example. So this is a new example. So this example is based on a project to develop a web-based attendance system for this university called AAA. Okay. So a web-based attendance system for AAA University. So the stakeholders are top management, academics, So you may identify the name of the stakeholder or the group. So top management is a group. So their job position can be president or vice presidents or any other titles. So role is project sponsor. So they want to execute this project. So they will sponsor for this project. So they want to ensure that this project is successful and provide the necessary funding. All right. So this is one of the group. This is one of the stakeholder. This could be the position. It can be other kind of titles. So for top management, the role is they are the project sponsor. Okay. Academic. So the academics. So this is also a group, the academics. So academic consists of professor, lecturers, tutors. So for this system, their role is user. Alright? For this system, these people is the user. So they generate attendance code for students. Okay, so student is a group. Okay, so student is a group. I put it as a group. So job position, class rep, course rep, okay, including ordinary students. So they are also user. Okay, so students are user. So they are the user using this system to take going class attendance. Okay, so Jack is the project manager. So Jack's role is to manage this system. This system is called WS. So manage system development project. So team members is also one of the group. Is also one of the stakeholder. Consists of software engineers, testers, etc. So their role is to develop and test the system. Okay, so for stakeholder management, you identify who they are, their job position and role, and expectation. Okay, so top management, what are the expectations of top management? Okay, let's start from you, right? This system will affect you, correct? This system will have an impact on you, correct? Right? So what are your expectations? No connection issue. Okay. Any other things you want to add? Taking attention is smooth. Okay. No network connection issue. System is intuitive. Okay, this could be your expectation. All right. Okay, so for academics, what are the expectation of the academics? For me, I'll say system is easy to use, intuitive. Okay, system is easy to use, intuitive. Okay, and can get things done faster than using existing manual system. Okay, so this will be my expectation. Okay, so top management is a sponsor. Okay, so what do you think are the expectation of the top management. So top management is a sponsor. So they launch this project, they want the project to be successful. So what do you think will be the project sponsor expectation? Okay, so it can be project, so expect project manager able to effectively manage project resources. Okay, correction. Project manager able to manage project resources effectively. Okay, so what are the resources? Okay, time. Okay, budget. Okay, time, budget, and people. Okay, so a project manager is given certain number of people to work on the project. So meet project deadline and also meet budget requirements. Okay, so should not spend more than what is allocated. Okay, so this could be one of the expectation of top management. Okay, so any others? So this is one. Okay, so provide timely information on project progress. Okay, so provide timely information on project progress. So this means project manager need to let management know, okay, project progress in a timely manner. Okay, give project progress information at the right time. So these are examples of top management expectation. What about project manager? Project manager expectation? Okay, team members can do the task on time so that there's no delay in project completion. Okay, can? Shh. Okay, any others? Okay, stable and clear project objective. Stable and clear project objective. Every project has an objective. Alright. So the project objective should be stable. Okay, so you don't give this objective to the project manager this month. Next month you tell the project manager another project objective. Okay. If you keep changing project objective, the project manager will be confused. Okay, for this project, what's the direction to go? Okay, so this is group, this is group, this is group, this is group. This is group or individual?
Individual.
This is individual. This is group or individual?
Group.
This is group. So I would say, if you see a name, this is a name, so this is an individual. There's no name here, that means there is a group. So for this column, it can be individual or group. Okay. So if you put name, it is an individual. So if it is something like academics, then it's a group. So here you can put name or group, okay, or you can rephrase it as individual or group. So the job position, the role, and the expectation. Okay, so it's good to know it is good for you to know the expectation of each stakeholder. Okay, so it's good that you know the expectation of each stakeholder so that you can do the right thing to meet their needs. Okay, so this is stakeholder register example 2. So this one is from textbook. So here you can see, okay, project role sponsor here. Okay, so project roles. So the project role sponsor here. So I just want to describe what project sponsor is. So it refers to high-ranking manager. Okay, so it refers to high-ranking manager who champion and support a project. So project sponsor is someone or a group of people who want to see the success of a project, so they may also provide funding for the project. Okay, then plan stakeholder management. Develop appropriate management strategies to effectively engage stakeholders throughout the project life cycle. So output of this is stakeholder management plan. So this is an example. So textbook example. So this is an individual. So power or interest high. So so this person has a very high interest in the project. Okay, so it's a high-ranking people. So if you are the project manager, if you know that this person has a very high interest in the project, then you have to do the right thing to engage with this person. Okay, so potential management strategy to engage with this person. Okay, so ask for his advice as needed. You only ask for his advice when needed. Okay, for important issue only. So minor issue, so you should not disturb this person. Okay, so he likes short, frequent updates in person. So meaning, when you are talking to him, meaning when you want to communicate with him, he likes face-to-face communication, okay, not by phone or by WhatsApp messages. Okay, so if you know the personality of this person, okay, so you try to tailor to his needs. Okay, he likes face-to-face meeting. Okay, so then you don't do the opposite, sending him email message, trying to call him. This is something that he does not like. So this is whatever he does not like, you should avoid it. Okay, so if he likes short, frequent updates in person, do it face to face, and give a brief briefing. Okay, update him briefly. Okay, not giving him long and detailed message. Okay, so this means knows what he wants and what he likes. Okay, so that's the right way to engage with a person like Stephen. There are also 2 more examples here. You can read yourself. Okay, so manage stakeholder engagement or relation. So communicate and work with stakeholders to meet their needs or expectation, address issues as they occur. So to manage stakeholder engagement or to manage stakeholder relation, so you need to communicate with the stakeholder. How you can communicate with the stakeholder? You can talk to them face to face. Okay, it depends on the person's personality, or you can send information to them through emails or through newsletter. So this one you have to refer back to your communication plan. Okay, refer back to your communication plan. So for each person or each group of people, how you want to communicate with them, and how frequent you should communicate with them. So this one is closely related to the communication plan. Okay, and monitor stakeholder engagement. All right, so these are the 10 knowledge area of project manager. So knowledge that a project manager need to have. Okay, so this one later. Let's take a 10 minutes toilet break.